man, it is the Ace Michaels show. Ace Michaels in the house. Hey, if you ever want to be on the show, all you got to do is reach out and touch someone. Say, hey, I want to be on the show. I'd like a guest, and I have something on my chest. I got something on my mind. I got to get it off my mind. Ace Michaels, please put me on the show. And then we'll put you on the show. And that's the best way for you to voice your opinions, ideas, convictions, suggestions, beliefs, dreams, prophecy, comments, statements. I'm sorry, that's a whole nother show. Anyway, man, if you want to be on the show, that's how you do it. Today, I have two beautiful ladies on my show. I'm talking fine. Welcome to the show, Venissa and Ivette. Hey, ladies, how you doing today?
Very well, thank you. Aside of being quarantined in these walls.
Yeah.
That part.
I can work with that. Hey, ain't no trip. Okay. And so you two work in the fashion industry. Okay. Venissa, you are a designer. And Ivette, you are a beautician?
Yes.
Okay.
Cosmetologist and,
Cosmetologist and more, probably.
Mm-hmm.
With those glasses on, looks like you can do more than just those two things.
I can do a couple of things, okay?
Glasses on like that, I'm sure you can get down if you need to. All right, so ladies, tell us a little bit about what's going on. So what are you doing?
So I am actually working on a swimwear collection right now. It's called Vanessa Cardoso Collection. It's basically going to be curated items as well as items made by myself. The items that will be made by myself are all going to be exclusive, limited edition items. I make them by hand for you guys. So I'm only going to make a certain amount. Not a lot of people are going to be able to purchase it and be wearing it while you're wearing it, which is the best part about it. In my opinion, I hate seeing somebody in the same outfit as me. I don't know about you, the rest of you ladies. And also my other products that are curated will also have that same concept of where they only make a limited amount of these products, because I want to keep you ladies looking fabulous like no other person is looking, basically.
Now, I'm not stupid, but I am challenged. What is curated exactly? I think I know what it means, but you probably can get me on point.
Totally. So curated basically means that I'm going and looking for these products for you in channels that you don't have access to. So I find these products and then I put them on the forefront for you so that now you have easy access to it. It's easy to purchase and get to your door. And because not a lot of people have access to it, it's not something that you're going to find on like Amazon. You're not going to find this on Forever 21, Fashion Nova, all those other types of websites. This is going to be something different. My personal items are, as I said, all handmade by me. They're going to be knitted and crocheted bikinis. So of course, because it's all my own ideas, it's impossible for you to find somebody else who's going to be selling this exact same item.
Now, as far as the curation of it, I've never heard of that. So you go out and you find items. And so I would hire you to go out and find items for me to wear?
So you're not exactly hiring me to do that. It's the items are already on the website. So I'm just going out looking for items that I find people would really love and featuring them on my website, on top of the fact that I'm making my own bikinis as well.
Nice. And how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been knitting and crocheting for about 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
So quite a while, yes.
So this has been we'll call it the closet passion then for a while, because you have been doing other stuff. I mean, you didn't just boom, start off doing this. So you were doing other stuff and keeping this on the grind, on the side hustle, and now you're ready to come out with it and bring it out to the world, right?
Yes, I'm ready to share everything with everyone. I can't wait to see ladies walking around in my bikinis.
Nice.
I'm excited for it.
And so I understand your superpower. Now, how does that involve the beautician?
Yes, I unmuted myself finally. So this is here. We're completely different assets, but something that's gonna benefit each other in the long run. While I've been a cosmetologist since 2013. Did that for a little bit. Now I'm here microblading and doing lashes. So I want to empower other women essentially um, to feel beautiful. I think self-esteem is huge for me. It always has been. And it's something that we as women struggle with, whether it's from our own family members, from the outside world, even from ourselves. We're pretty harsh with ourselves. And for us to have, yes, and for us to feel great, we have to be like, to look great, we have to feel great. And that's where I come in. And we're hand on hand, because in the fashion industry, we need that beautician. We need, and I know I need my dolls
Mm.
to look just as good on both
Well, let me
ends.
ask you something. Why is this hard for women? Why are women having such a hard time with their personal image? Because I've heard this for years. I've done this show for 6 years, and almost every week I interview somebody who says, you know, women are having a problem with their personal image. And I'm like, it doesn't seem like that to me, because women are all the time like, look at me, look at me. Oh, I'm cute. Look, I'm cute. So where is this coming from when women are having a problem, in your opinion?
In my opinion, you're muted.
So I actually think that uh, a big issue is like, as you said, you see these ladies and they're taking all these pictures and they're loving it, right? And it looks like
Thank you.
they're so into themselves. But in reality, a lot of that does also stem from insecurities, because a lot of those girls are on there, but they have all these filters on there. And that's what's making them feel good, is the way that they look with these filters. And and then also all these comments and all these likes that they're getting. And that helps boost that self-esteem that they don't have at that
Confidence.
moment. So as much as people think like, oh yeah, these girls are so confident in themselves, and it's great that that's how that appears, but a lot of the times that's not what it is. And we want to build that real confidence within you. We want you to really wake up every day and feel amazing about yourself, look in the mirror and know that you are amazing, regardless of what social media has to say, what is beautiful and what is not.
And what
That's up to you.
society says. Yeah.
Yeah, that's up to you on what's beautiful. And as long as you think you're beautiful, that's all that matters. Why does anything else matter? You know, and that's what we want you to realize, and that's what we want them to feel. And there's a lot of different ways you can do that. So basically, I want to do that because, well, a lot of the times when you're looking at a lot of these people, they're online and they're in all these exclusive limited edition clothing, and they look so great in it, and everybody feels like that's great. And they also paid thousands of dollars for that. And I don't want that. I want women to wear the same type of clothing with that same confidence, have that feeling like nobody looks like this right now, only me. I look amazing. And I'm going to keep that energy going and be able to do it without having to spend even hundreds of dollars, let alone thousands.
And for
That's
me,
my goal.
I want to achieve it at the chair. I want to make sure the female feels and looks good. I want to make sure that she's leaving my door like ready to conquer the world. Because essentially, like, feeling good, being good, health wise and mentally, that's what's going to help you pursue and be a powerful woman. And we're all about women empowerment and making sure, you know, you're the next business owner, you're the next like author. And sometimes it just takes confidence to feel, you know, I can do that.
Hmm. Very interesting. So would you ladies, if you think about this for a second, would you say that there was a time when women were more confident? Like I'm categorically an old ass man. So I grew up in the 80s. So in the 80s, we didn't have the internet. We didn't have social media. We didn't have this stuff. So would you
Yes.
say that women were more self-confident back then before
Yeah.
social media?
Yes. Yes. Like back then, women had the confidence to stand up and say, you know what, all this stuff isn't fair. We're gonna fight for our rights, and we want women empowerment. And that's when that really started. And that's when feminism started and all that great stuff. That's when all that started, right? And I feel like now that social media is around and we have more access to people that are all over the world, and now we're comparing ourselves to these women, that's what's building this whole like problem with self-esteem,
Hmm.
where women want to look like the women that they see on camera, not realizing that these women have had either a lot of work done, or they have a ton of makeup on, and they have fake hair, and they have all these things, and it's not what they really look like. And so you don't have to look like that to be gorgeous. That is not what gorgeous is. That is what society wants you to think gorgeous is. Like, no, there's so much more to it.
That's
So
interesting. That's
for
interesting.
me, for me, I feel like women have always had this issue, no matter whether there was the Civil Rights Act or the women that were standing up to
By the way,
um
hold that thought. By the way, the show is not live, so we can't edit that out.
okay, cool. It's
So
fine.
you don't
I
have to worry
already
about that.
sent them to the other room. It's totally
So
fine.
let's go
um,
right there with the same question. I'm gonna count you in 3, 2, 1 for the edit point, and you'll just start your thought. 3, 2,
okay.
1.
So for me, I feel like we've always had that pressure. I think it's bigger than women. I think it's that opportunity, that not opportunity, but I think it's men. I think it's men with the societal practices they've created on us, on females. And this is more of a feminist point of view because I'm huge on the on as a feminist, I'm huge on the ideologies of us owning our own opinions, owning our own decisions and what we think looks good or not, and communications in general. While yeah, Instagram um gives us these pressures to compare each other's or whatnot. We did that with magazines. We did that with all sorts of ads. You know, there's all forms of that, and kind of breaking those stereotypes of what society. We want to find another way to break our societal like ideologies, essentially.
Now, let me ask you a question. I agree with you, but I'm just curious about this. So, the comedian Chris Rock has a great documentary film about hair. And he brought out a point which it didn't even dawn on me that
I know where this is
Black
going.
women now want to have what we would call white hair, right? Now, Vanessa, I can tell your flavor, your little mocha, maybe sort of chocolate, but I can't tell, Yvette, if you are more of a Latina feel or where you fit in the ice cream
All
spectrum.
the way Latina.
But
Completely Caribbean.
have you, first off, have you both noticed a trend that women, especially Black women, some Latin women, but mostly Black women, are wearing straightened hair as opposed to their natural hair, which would be afro
It
or
goes back. It
Hold on.
goes back.
Honestly, one thing that I want to say right now, right here in 2020, I genuinely could not be more proud of my Black women for finally appreciating their natural hair because it is beautiful, it is flawless, it is big, it is voluminous. All these white women are trying to do what we do. So there's no reason why we need to turn around and do what they do. Okay? We are beautiful, we are gorgeous, we look great. You don't need to worry about it. Whether you got long, luscious, beautiful hair or your hair is nice and short up on your head, either way, it's gorgeous. Love it.
I agree. Now I'm curious though, when a Black woman, and this is something like my mother, my sister, I noticed they have straight hair extensions or straight hair.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to say something by doing that? Are you trying to say that I'm prettier because I look whiter?
I don't think it's necessarily a thing of that. A lot of the times people don't really understand how much maintenance Black woman's hair is. Like
Okay.
I cut off my hair because it's just too much to deal with. I don't want to do that every day. It takes too much time out of my day. So a lot of the times people don't understand it's not that, oh, we want this straight, beautiful hair. No, and it's not that we don't love our hair either. It's just that it's a lot easier to maintain. It's a lot easier than having to comb out your hair every day and put all these products in it to make sure that you look fabulous every day. Sometimes you wake up and you only have 30 minutes to get ready. What are you supposed to do with 30 minutes? You pop on that wig and you look good anyways. What's the problem with that? There's nothing wrong with that either. I do both. It's whatever I feel for the day.
Yvette, you got a thought on that?
I do. And so while this is completely true, and I am completely proud of the fact that Black women and just ethnic women in general are taking more pride in their own hair, society standards puts out what's pretty, what's not, what's good hair, what's bad hair. And the biggest confusion is what good and bad hair is condition, it's not texture. And when you ask people or people go ahead and look at a child's hair or very nappy hair, they're like, oh my God, your hair's so bad. Why? Like, no, it's not bad. Like, you can't compare texture to condition, period. And I think that's the issue when it comes to society. That's the issue when you have women that don't know how to appreciate their hair, because all they see are people with straight hair. So if everyone else is doing straight hair, it goes back to those pressures, or well, what is okay and what isn't, and then you start questioning yourself. Women are overthinkers, so it goes back to those ideologies that people have expectations of what good hair looks like and what bad hair look like. And the reality is, good hair and bad hair is the condition of hair. It's not what your texture is. And again, it goes back to that concept of loving and appreciating each and everything about you.
You know,
So,
go ahead.
real quick, with that being said, I would just like to put Evie on the forefront a little bit to talk about her product, because I actually feel like that's a great point in regards to what you're actually trying to do.
And she's right. So aside of me providing services, my biggest goal right now, and it's what we're currently working on, is creating a product line with cannabis. So while there's products with CBD already that exist, I do want to look at the THC component to it, and not for the high, but more so for the benefits, from the relaxing, from the potential hair growth, and potential collagen, like elasticity essentially, and what that can look like for our skin and our hair in the future.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So now getting back to business, I love it. I want to champion the two of you because you're doing something that maybe 20 years ago, maybe not even that long ago, would have been impossible for a young Black woman and a young Latin woman to start a business like this. You just wouldn't find you anywhere in the mainstream. You do it, and you'd probably be in some section of town where it would work, but you wouldn't be able to get on major platforms like we have today.
Yeah.
They would just shut it out, like, oh, that's a thing, that we're not doing that thing. So I want to champion you both on that. That's fabulous. So how would a business relationship work? So I have the fashion designer here who has the clothing and the beautician. How are you working with your clients?
Well, so our Venessa Cardoso collection and I'm Beauty are two completely separate entities, and that we're just two friends that like to talk to each other about what's going on and give each other advice and ways to move forward, and of course also be there to basically like push each other, you know, be that inspiration to each other. But actually what we did was having a conversation, talking about you know, with everything that's going on, we see all these people within our industry and they're struggling, you know, and for me, more than anything else, I was the same thing. I was in that position, but I work as a server right now. So I was working on the strip, and the strip closed down, and I don't know if I'm even going to go back to work, right? Because only God knows what's going to happen at this point. So with that being said, I found that I needed to try something else. And I didn't know what to do because I didn't have the resources. Like, I have the talent, I know how to make items, but like, how do I get it on the forefront? How do I show everybody my talent? And I found a way to do it. And the way that I found that was through somebody else just offering a platform and information for me to be able to do so. And me and her came together and noticed, as I said, that people in our industry are having such a hard time right now. And I'm not even talking about the service industry. I'm talking about beauticians, our people who are working to make sure that women look great. Okay, those girls, those guys, like, they're struggling right now, and they need somewhere that they can go, somewhere that they can turn to in order to keep themselves going. Maybe they don't know how to become independent. Maybe they don't have a way to do that, and they need a little bit of help. They need that extra push. We want to be that push. So Beauty Lifeline is going to be exactly that.
And that is our project that we're both working on
together. Yes.
Beauty
we have our
Lifeline.
2 separate projects, and we came together and we're making Beauty Lifeline, which more than anything is what we want to talk about. It's what we're more excited about.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. What is Beauty Lifeline? I like the name. It sounds awesome.
So before we jump into that, Kookaroo is like our concept. That's basically our value. And kokoro is Japanese for heart, mind, emotion, feeling. And I'm missing something else. Health?
So I would basically
Yes.
explain it as it's total wellness. So there's three different words in the Japanese language for heart, which each one means something different. So you have one word which translates to as your actual physical heart. Then there's the other one that translates into like, oh, heart, like love, you know, and using it in that sense. Then there's the other form, which is what we're talking about, the kokoro, which is total wellness for your entire body, not just physical, but also internal, and also with mental health. Mental health is the most important part of all of that. But it's very hard to have mental health if you don't feel good naturally. And it's also hard to have that if you don't feel like you look good. You need those. They all go hand in hand.
Interesting, interesting, interesting. And so, extrapolate. So the two of you came together. You have this fabulous concept. I like it. And what happens now? Do we have a website? Do we have a physical store? Do we have a, how do we manifest this?
So this is all going to be e-commerce. We are going to be a platform for other businesses to basically like a marketing agency for local businesses to have to gain more clientele. So there's going to be a business to business aspect to it where we're reaching out to businesses so they can place their platforms there. And we're also going to reach out to customers who are seeking certain services. And these services go along the line of beauty, life, and well,
Wellness.
kokoro essentially. Anything that
Very nice. I am very, very impressed today. Fabulous, fabulous interview with Venissa and Ivette. Hey, so if we want to stalk you on the internet, how do we find you guys right now?
You can definitely stalk me. I love the way that sounds. You can find my personal page, which would be vanessa.c. And then I also have a website for my actual collection, which will be Venessa Cardoso Collection. You can find us on Facebook. It would be the same exact thing. And for you, V, you're muted.
She's muted.
I'm Beauty is where you can find me. I'm Dot Beauty. And at this moment, that's where I schedule. That's where my business is happening.
And that is what's up. Hey man, it's the Ace Michael show. You know, if you find somebody that's trying to build something, it's a good thing. Support that thing because that's how all good things get built. And you know what I say at the end of every show, live the life you love the life you live. Thank you.